If you have haters, then you must be doing something right. That saying can't be more accurate than when you're talking about the New York Mets and what they're doing right now that has the entire MLB pissed. Just days into Juan Soto becoming a New York Met, the MLB is already furious. From his massive contract to the fact that he chose the Mets in the first place, it's all got the league in an uproar. Just listen to this one Yankee fan lose it outside Citi Field.
You chose this piece of shit to be your home for the next 15 years because you're a money-hungry you. You. Every Yankee fan should burn your jersey. You, Juan Soto, suck my
The New York Mets have put the entire MLB on notice with the signing of Juan Soto, but the crazy thing is that they are far from done. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be diving into the explosive New York Mets offseason so far and how they have the entire rest of the MLB ticked off. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy baseball content and discussion so you don't miss any future videos. All right, folks, let's get into it. So before we get to what Steve Cohen and the Mets still plan to do, let's start by talking about Juan Soto. After signing a 15-year, $765 million contract, Soto has officially etched his name in history as having the largest contract ever in sports history. On top of his ridiculous financial gain, he is also getting the number 22 for his jersey, a luxury suite at Citi Field, 4 premium seats per home game, $500,000 for MVP, and $1 million for each MVP after his first MVP, and security for family at home and road games. To say that this contract is ridiculous would be a freaking understatement. Now, for most teams, when you shell out the biggest contract in sporting history, typically that means that the spending is over, but for the Mets, they're just getting started. Pete Alonso, who's set to get a huge payday in his own right this free agency, is still on the open market, and the Mets are seriously trying to get him back. Empire Sports Media writes, the New York Mets are actively working to bring back star first baseman Pete Alonso, according to Bob Nightingale of USA Today. With Juan Soto already locked into a historic deal, the Mets are eyeing a chance to solidify one of the most formidable power duos in Major League Baseball. I think it goes without saying, but having a trio of hitters featuring Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, and Pete Alonso is just freaking insanity. And honestly, if they bring Pete Alonso back, the Mets just immediately become World Series favorites in my opinion. And on top of Alonso, the Mets are still looking to make some major additions to their team in other ways. MLB.com recently predicted the Mets signed star relief pitcher Tanner Scott, writing, now that Soto has been nabbed and presuming they end up with another bat, whether it's Alonso or somebody else or multiple somebody else's, the next empty box on the Mets checklist is bullpen help. The Mets, like everybody, could always use some of that, and Scott is the best reliever on the market, even if he doesn't prove to be quite as expensive as the Mets' own Edwin Diaz. Tanner Scott is far and away the best bullpen arm on the open market right now, meaning if they were to sign him, then they would have locked up the best free agent hitter and the best free agent reliever in one offseason. And if you can believe it or not, this isn't where the offseason chaos ends when it comes to the New York Mets. It was just revealed that Nolan Arenado is likely to be traded this offseason by the St. Louis Cardinals, and one of the 6 teams that he would waive his no-trade clause for is the New York Mets, who of course are right now the favorites to land him in a deal. All of this insane activity from Steve Cohen has the rest of the MLB, and specifically their fans, frustrated at just how easy it is for these Mets to scoop everybody up. And honestly, when you look at their payroll, it is kind of insane. The Mets are already on the hook for $205 million, which puts them 3rd in all of baseball. Should they decide to re-sign Pete Alonso, bring in Tanner Scott, Scott, take on Arenado's contract, or do a flurry of other pricey moves, that number is going to skyrocket and probably reach over the $300 million mark. The New York Mets have already made the biggest move in their franchise history by signing Juan Soto, but this offseason is far from over, and Soto, he was just the beginning. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.